Sometimes the most extraordinary stories begin in the quietest corners of ordinary life. Not with grand adventures or dramatic twists, but with the small, simple choices that reveal who we are and what truly matters. Aina and Kevin, they have known each other since childhood. Over the years, their initially innocent friendship has deepened, a bond built on respect, laughter, and mutual understanding. When they got married, it wasn't a grand, lavish affair. It was simple, family, friends, and heartfelt promises. For them, happiness comes from peaceful mornings with a cup of tea, evening walks in the park, and the comfort of knowing that someone truly understands them. But every story, no matter how peaceful, contains moments that test our values. And for Aina and Kevin, that test doesn't come from conflicts between them. It comes from someone they love deeply. That person is Kimura. Kimura had been their friend since their early days in the city. When the three of them moved from their hometown to pursue their dreams, they faced the chaos of new beginnings together. Long working hours, cramped apartments, shared meals, and endless conversations about what kind of future they wanted to build. Kimura was different from Aina and Kevin. While they found joy in stability and companionship, Kimura was driven by ambition. He was the type of person who could lose track of time when he worked, often staying up late, chasing ideas, and refusing to slow down. His dedication earned him success, but it also brought distance, not emotional coldness, but a kind of solitude that comes when work consumes every part of your day. Still, his parents worried. They were aging, watching from afar, hoping to see their son happy and settled. Every call home began with the same gentle concern. When will you think about marriage, Kimura? You've achieved so much. Isn't it time to think about your own happiness? At first, he would laugh it off, reassuring them that he was fine. But with every passing year, their concern became heavier and his excuses thinner. Then, one evening, after a long day filled with stress and calls from home, Kimura made a small mistake. One of those impulsive, harmless-sounding mistakes that we sometimes tell ourselves are just to make things easier. He told his parents that he had met someone. A small lie, spoken with good intentions, to bring peace, to stop the worry, to make them smile again. His parents' reaction was immediate. Joy, excitement, relief. Their voices over the phone trembled with happiness. They wanted to meet her. They wanted to know who had brought light back into their son's life. And just like that, what began as a simple attempt to comfort his parents turned into a web of expectation. When the call ended, Kimura sat in silence, realizing the weight of his words. What he said couldn't be undone. His parents believed him. They were already planning a trip to the city. And he had no girlfriend to introduce. For days, Kimura tried to come up with a way out, a polite excuse, a postponement, a way to buy time. But every time he spoke to his parents, their excitement made it harder to tell the truth. Then one evening, sitting in Aina and Kevin's cozy living room, he confessed everything. His words came out in a rush, the lie, the panic, the fear of disappointing his parents. Aina listened quietly. Kevin sat beside her, thoughtful, knowing exactly how much pressure adult children sometimes carry, a desire to make their parents proud, even if it means pretending for a moment. When Kimura asked for their help, the room grew still. He wasn't asking for much, just one small favor. Could Aina pretend to be his girlfriend for a single meeting? Just to reassure his parents. Aina looked uncertain. Kevin stayed quiet, watching her face. It wasn't a request they could answer lightly. They trusted Kimura, and they understood his heart. But they also knew lies, even small ones, can have big consequences. Still, sometimes friendship means walking into complicated places together, not out of obligation, but out of care. As the evening ended, Aina and Kevin exchanged a glance. The decision they made that night would test the meaning of honesty, trust, and the quiet strength of friendship. Because sometimes, the hardest thing isn't telling the truth. It's choosing when to do it, and how to do it with kindness. The morning after Kimura's confession felt different. The city was alive with its usual rush, people hurrying to work, cafes filling with chatter, cars weaving through narrow streets. But for the three friends, time seemed to move more slowly. Kimura barely slept. He kept replaying the moment in his mind, his parents' joyful voices, their excitement, their plans to visit. Every word now felt heavier than it did the night before. It wasn't a cruel lie, not one meant to deceive, but it was still a lie, and he knew it had the power to hurt the people he loved most. When he met Aina and Kevin that morning, there was a quiet understanding between them. No one spoke immediately. They didn't need to. The weight of Kimura's situation spoke for itself. Aina poured coffee for everyone, then looked up, breaking the silence with a gentle voice. "Kimura," she said softly, "if we do this, if I pretend to be your girlfriend, it's only to help you buy time, right? Not to make things worse?" Aina said to Kimura, "Kimura, if we do this, if I pretend to be your girlfriend, it's just to buy you time, right? Not to make things worse?" Kimura nodded quickly. "Just one dinner. Just long enough for them to stop worrying. I'll figure out the rest later." Kevin, thoughtful but calm. He had always been the rational one, steady, grounded, and slow to judge. "You've always helped us, Kimura. We won't turn our backs on you now," he said. "But let's be careful. Lies, even small ones, tend to grow if we're not honest about why we tell them." Aina smiled at her husband. It was that kind of smile that said, "I understand you, but we have to do what feels right." The decision was made, not out of recklessness, but out of friendship. The days leading up to the dinner were filled with nervous preparation. Aina tried to keep things light, joking about how she should practice being a convincing girlfriend. Kimura laughed for the first time in days, grateful for the humor, even if it couldn't quite ease the knot in his stomach. Kevin helped too. He gave advice, coached them on what to say, reminded Kimura of the small details, how to make it believable without exaggeration. He wasn't jealous or uneasy. His confidence in Aina wasn't blind. It was built on years of trust, the kind that doesn't break under misunderstandings. As the day approached, Kimura's anxiety grew. His parents had called again, cheerful, full of plans. He loved his parents deeply, and knowing that he was deceiving them, even for what he believed was kindness, made every second feel heavier. Finally, the appointment arrived. Kimura's apartment was small and neat. Kimura waited outside the door, fidgeting on his phone. He greeted his parents with joy, mixed with nervousness when he saw Aina's appearance. During the waiting time, he chatted with his parents, trying to divert his attention to everyday matters to ease his nervousness. However, his parents were just as nervous. They had been looking forward to this moment for a long time, and they had always praised Aina from the photos that Kimura had sent them before. Their words made the atmosphere and his thoughts even more tense. Every second, every minute that passed seemed like hours to him. He had never felt so nervous as he did now. He was looking forward to Aina's appearance. Then the doorbell rang. Aina had arrived. He hurriedly ran to open the door. When he opened the door, Aina walked in, calm, graceful, dressed in a simple pastel dress. She smiled reassuringly as she approached. In that moment, Kimura felt a surge of gratitude and guilt. Behind her, Kevin stood by the doorway, watching quietly. He wasn't part of the dinner, but he'd insisted on accompanying Aina to make sure everything went smoothly. His presence was steady, not controlling, not intrusive, just silently supportive. Aina entered the living room, bowing gently to Kimura's parents. Their faces lit up with joy at seeing their son, and even brighter at seeing Aina. His mother clasped her hands, her eyes filled with affection. "She's such a sweet girl, Kimura," she said sincerely. "You made the right choice." Aina smiled politely, keeping her composure. She wasn't acting out of vanity or pride, just genuine kindness, doing her best to protect Kimura from embarrassment and to keep the moment gentle for his parents. The meeting went wonderfully. The conversation flowed naturally about work, city life, shared dreams. Kimura's parents laughed a lot, clearly delighted to see their son so happy. For the first time in a long time, they looked at him with absolute peace. But beneath the surface of smiles and laughter, there was an unspoken tension. Every polite answer, every casual glance, reminded Kimura that this wasn't real. Each laugh from his parents was a reminder of how fragile the truth had become. As the evening ended, his mother gently said to Aina, "Take good care of her." Aina felt her chest tighten. She smiled, nodded politely, and wished them good night. But as she turned to leave, she glanced at Kimura and saw in his eyes something that wasn't relief. It was guilt. Deep, quiet, unspoken guilt. Outside, the city lights shimmered. Kevin joined them as they stepped into the night. The streets were calm, filled with the hum of passing cars and soft neon reflections. Aina took a deep breath and said quietly, "You made them happy, Kimura, but happiness that comes from pretending, it fades faster than we think." Kimura didn't answer. He just looked down, the night breeze brushing through his hair. For a brief moment, it felt like the weight of his choices had finally settled on his shoulders. Kevin placed a hand on his friend's shoulder. "You did what you thought was right," he said softly. "Now you have to decide what comes next." Days passed after the dinner, but for Kimura, the laughter from that evening wouldn't stop echoing in his mind. His parents' happiness should have been comforting, but instead, it lingered like a weight pressing down on his chest. He found himself avoiding their calls, not because he didn't love them, but because each conversation was now built upon something untrue. They spoke about Aina with such warmth, asking when they might see her again. Every question was like a gentle reminder of the truth he hadn't told. At first, Aina and Kevin tried to ease his worries. They reminded him that kindness often comes from wanting to protect the people we love. But as time went on, they could see how the lie was beginning to change him. Kimura finally faced his fears and confessed the truth to his parents. Instead of anger, they responded with love and understanding, reminding him that honesty matters more than perfection. Freed from guilt, Kimura felt peace for the first time, realizing that true strength comes from honesty, compassion, and the courage to begin again. When Kimura returned, peace replaced the worry in his eyes. He told Aina and Kevin he had confessed the truth to his parents, and instead of anger, they responded with pride and understanding. The three friends reflected on how honesty, though difficult, brings healing and strength. Kimura realized that true love means trusting others with our imperfections, and real kindness comes from truth, not protection through lies. Encouraged by his parents, he began living with balance, writing heartfelt letters, cherishing sincerity over success, and rediscovering joy in simple moments. Watching him change, Aina and Kevin felt quiet pride, knowing friendship means standing beside someone until they find their own peace. In that stillness, their story came full circle. Three friends, bound not just by time or memories, but by something far greater, the courage to be honest, and a love that comes when truth finally finds its place. Ultimately, honesty isn't just about telling the truth, it's about living it. Mistakes happen, but courage and honesty can heal everything. Because love, trust, and friendship are all stronger when built on truth, the best foundation a heart can offer.